ASUU accuses GBAJABIAMILA of deceiving lecturers to call off strike. Governor Bello Matowalle flags off second-term campaign in Korena Muda. Acting co-martial caution against dangerous driving and excessive speed. On business, weakening naira and rising food prices affecting Nigerians. And on the international scene, US support NDLEA with forensic intelligence gathering prosecution tools. On sport, World Cup winner Messi to return to Paris Saint-Germain in January. Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television News. That was the headlines, and now the news in full. The Academic Staff Union of Universities have accused the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi GBAJABIAMILA, of deception by asking the union to call off its 8-month strike in October with a written promise that the government would, without delay, offset in full the areas of salaries members were owed. For more on the story, Ibrahim reports.
President of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodike, gave this position on Tuesday in an exclusive interview with newsmen when he was asked to reflect on the Speaker's intervention and then vice versa on the current situation of the issues with the federal government. He said ASUU had a soft spot for the Speaker and that was why the union engaged him in a discussion as a welcome intervention to resolve the stalemate between it and the federal government. He said GBAJABIAMILA even presented a paper signed by him to ASUU leadership, indicating the seriousness of the government to pay in full the 8-month salaries its members were owed and also urgently attend to some other matters and specified how to address them. He said part of these concerns were the peculiarities in the controversial university's transparency and accountability solution, and the involvement of the House Committee on Budget Allocation, among others. He said that based on the Speaker's intervention, then ASUU suspended the strike with the hope that the Speaker's words would be matched with action. He said ASUU members praised him just as the whole world did at the period for his intervention without knowing it was all a deceit, emphasizing that ASUU members' collective impression of GBAJABIAMILA as of today is that he tricked them to go back to work and then sorts out things immediately thereafter. Ibrahim, Standard Voice Television News.
Zamfara State Governor Bello Matowalle says his administration will focus more on social investment if re-elected in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. For more on the story, reports. The governor at the flag off of his second-term campaign in Korena Muda local government area in Zamfara North Senatorial constituency of the state. He said he will consolidate on the development project initiated by his administration, especially road constructions and other capital projects. According to him, in an effort to improve education sector, his administration will establish education inspectorate in all the 14 local government areas of the state to ensure that teachers perform optimally. He also promised to make extra effort on security, youth empowerment, workers' welfare, and entire socio-economic well-being of people of the state. The former governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari, who doubled as the chairman APC Gubernatorial Campaign Council of Zamfara State, has called for total support and fight for the return of Matowalle to ensure sustenance of laudable development programs. He said that for the first time, the entire political class of Zamfara State are now one. Then he advised against voting other party than APC in the state. That's the report. Samira Ibrahim reporting for SVTV. The Tukur Yusuf Buratai Humanitarian Care Foundation has commended the federal government for introducing history in schools across the country. A statement signed by the national coordinator of the foundation, Ibrahim Dairit and Fulani Sadokin Garkwan Kefi, noted that the grand patron of the foundation himself is a historian. He therefore congratulated all historians while urging all schools management to, as matter of urgency, commence the teaching of history in the schools as directed by the federal government. The foundation congratulated the President, Commander-in-Chief President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Education, Malam Adamu, for this all-important decision. The Gaukwan carefully called on parents to inculcate the knowledge of history in their children so as to be equipped with what happened in the past that will shape their today and prepare them for a better tomorrow. The acting co-marshal, Federal Road Safety Co., Dauda Alibiu, has declared the incessant violation of legal speed limits and noticeable traces of dangerous driving behaviors exhibited by drivers during the Christmas celebration. For more on the story, Mubarak Ibrahim reports.
The acting co-marshal warned perpetrators of such bad road use culture to desist henceforth as the co will not spare them when apprehended. He stated the following: the wanton violation of speed limit and indulgence in dangerous driving, which led the avoidable crash that occurred at 630 hours along Ibadan-Lagos route, a few minutes drive before Gurumaraji area, Oyo State, and the Mokwa fatal crash which occurred at 3:30 a.m. and the Octopolon crash which took place at exactly 11:30 a.m. on 27 December 2022. According to preliminary investigation conducted into the fatal crashes, the Ibadan avoidable menace is a lone crash that involved a Toyota bus, while the Mokwa crash involved a trailer transiting from Lagos which had a head-on collision with a bus, and the Octopolon crash involved a bus, which occurred as a result of falling tree that blocked the highway. He admonished the public to always patronize the Federal Road Safety Corps toll-free line 122 and the National Traffic Radio 107.1 FM, which are always available for all road users to report emergency at any given time. Mubarak Ibrahim reporting for SBTV News.
Hoodlums have burned the house of the All Progressive Congress chairman in Ebonyi State, Stanley Okoro Emega. It was gathered that the incident occurred at 10:18 p.m. on Monday, December 26, 2022, at Ikoli Eda in the Ekpo South local government area of the state. For more on the story, Zainab Abdul Wasir reports.
Report says that Mr. Okoro Emega had on December 24 kicked against the election of a youth group in the community that saw the emergency of lower list to the immediate past chairman of the Afikpo South local government area, Eni China, as principal officers of the community group. The APC boss, according to a source, had expressed displeasure over the election and reportedly drawn the attention of the new council area chairman, Honorable Chima Akumankama, who cancelled the election and called for the group's disbandment. On a visit in the area by the APC stalwart, the hoodlums were said to have opened fire on him and his Ebubiagu orderlies and pitted them in a gun duel. Confirming the accident, the APC chairman Okoro Emega said he was attacked by thugs loyal to a politician in the area, saying his house has equally been burned by the suspect. Zainab Abdul Wasir reporting for Standard Voice Television.
Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have killed a retired squadron leader, Mrs. Haley Godus, in the Jos North local government area of Plateau State. The gunmen attacked the resident of the deceased in the Donj area of Jos North at about 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve. According to report, the kidnappers shot sporadically into the air to scare residents of the community before proceeding to the residence of the retired squadron leader. One of the residents of the house who escaped disclosed that some of the kidnappers positioned themselves around the house while 4 of them forced their way into the building and attempted to abduct the retired squadron leader's son, which was resisted by the woman. The source said, in the process of pleading and trying to hold back her son from being kidnapped, one of the kidnappers pulled the trigger and shot the woman at close range. President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a message of condolence to former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gali na Abba, who lost his mother, Hajia Rabi na Abba. The deceased was a sibling of the late Bashir Usman Tofa, a political associate of the president. In the condolence message issued by his spokesman, Malam Garba Shehu, on Tuesday in Abuja, the president described the death of a mother as a painful experience. He prayed to Allah to console the former speaker and the larger na Abba family. And on business, A report by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development has revealed that a combination of high food prices and a strong dollar is negatively affecting people in Nigeria and other developing countries. According to the report, this combination is making more individuals living in these countries make hard choices to make ends meet, such as skipping meals and taking a child out of school. The report stated that the effect of food prices increases the currency depreciation in food import bills, adding that the price of food has increased everywhere, reaching historic levels in 2022. This is a challenge for food security globally, but particularly for net food importation developing countries. And on the international scene, the United States government has announced a project to strengthen the forensic and chemical analysis capacity of the NDLEA as well as its intelligence gathering and prosecution capabilities. NDLEA spokesman Mr. Femi Babafemi stated this on Monday in Abuja. He added that the support was from the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. It's come on the heels of an award of 500 million naira grant received by the agency from the Abdulsamad Rabiu Initiative and Fund Selected Projects. He explained that the U.S. support resulted from requests by NDLEA's chairman, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, during meetings with top U.S. officials in Abuja and in Washington, D.C. Aside the support for the forensic and chemical analysis capacity of the agency, the U.S. government said the project will further support NDLEA's support to conduct intelligence. Aside the support for the forensic and chemical analysis capacity for the agency, the U.S. government said the project will further support NDLEA's effort to conduct intelligence-led investigations. On spot, World Cup winner Lionel Messi is set to return to work at Paris Saint-Germain next week. Messi, 35-year-old, was the linchpin of the Argentina side that won the World Cup in Qatar 9 days ago, scoring twice in the final against France, which finished in a penalty shootout victory. He then returned to Argentina with his teammates to celebrate their third World Cup trophy. His coach, Galtier, said, "Leo had a very big World Cup with his victory and had to return to Argentina for the celebrations, where they decided that he was going to be off until January 1st. He will come to join the club either on the 2nd or 3rd of January to pick up the season, which will have had between 13 and 14 days of recovery." And that's the end of the news. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. ASUU accuses GBAJABIAMILA of deceiving lecturers to call off strike. Governor Bello Matoyle flags off second-term campaign in Corona Muda. Acting co-martial caution against dangerous driving and excessive speed. On business, weakening naira and rising food prices affecting Nigerians. And on the international scene, U.S. support NDLEA with forensic intelligence gathering prosecution tools. On spot, World Cup winner Messi to return to Paris Saint-Germain in January. Thank you for watching. I'm Sumaya Doso. Do have a pleasant day and keep watching Standard Voice Television.